Greetings, salutations, hello to all my freaks and creeps. I am VideoVomit. Today we're talking about, today's the third episode. I should probably mention that right off the bat. Today we're talking about little squishy, little tiny figures known as Keshi. So Keshi is a Japanese word for eraser. They're pink and tiny and squishy. Like other things, but like erasers as well. And so you might be asking just what the hell is Keshi? Well, Keshi is from it's an old anime / manga. Well, it started as a manga in 1979 in Shonen Jump magazine, and it ran till about 1987. It was at first a really heavy joke, eccentric, kind of goofy, and then over time it built up more complex and compelling storylines, and so then it moved on to the anime, and the anime is it's very similar, but the show was about a dopey prince, superhero type. He finds out that he's like this prince of this planet. It's very weird, and they have like these like wrestling superhero matches, and he's basically the main guy, Kinnikuman. He's fighting for his legacy, and then in 1983, Mattel saw how popular these figures were in Japan, and they wanted to get in on that action. So they decided, let's buy the brand, and then let's completely ditch the manga and anime and have no other properties tying anything. And they decided to rebrand it as their own thing, and it was called M.U.S.C.L.E. And M.U.S.C.L.E. is an acronym. It stands for Millions of Unusual Creatures Lurking Everywhere. So these figures, right off the bat, really wacky, really goofy. You might have played with these if you're a kid from the 80s. You might remember them. We're actually going to take a look at some commercials. We have the first two commercials ready to go, and we're going to take a look at those first, and then we'll get into some toys.
Invasion of the M.U.S.C.L.E. things. They've come to drive America nuts. They're ugly, they're weird, they're tiny, they're terrible. And they're pink. There are hundreds of them. It's an epidemic. That's going crazy. M.U.S.C.L.E. things. Hundreds of different, I don't know what. They run in packs of 4, 10, or 28. Sold separately, new from Mattel. How many can you capture?
All right, and then we're going to take a look at the second one there, the second commercial we got. Yeah, these were great. These were great toys. I'm showing this off before we play the other episode or the other commercial. Just check that out there. Here, some problems with the camera here. There we go. All right, yeah, there we go.
M.U.S.C.L.E. things have come to wrestle. America's only hope, the battle and belt, and the wrestling ring.
He moves left. He took one. Into the battle and belt it goes. He's got another. Folks, this wrestling ring may save the world. One more to go. He's got him. His battle and belt. Oh, hard knocking, rockin' ring, battle and belt, muscle figure pack, each sold separately. New from Mattel. Can you save the world?
All right, yeah. So those were the commercials. They're really weird. I really like those commercials. Those are awesome. So first, we're going to talk about this massive pack we have here. It's a 28 pack, and I found this at here's some of the figures down here that were in the pack, and I found this at a thrift store. And I paid like $30 for it, which is a really good price for these. I look at eBay prices are pretty, all over the place. But I would say you could probably find one of these for around like $60, maybe $50 at the cheapest. So I got pretty lucky. I don't think they knew what they had, so that was nice. But yeah, so they came in different packs, different pack sizes. They had the 4-pack, the 10-pack, and this is the 28-pack. We do have pictures of the 4-pack that we'll bring up in a second. There we go. Those are what the 4-packs look like. They had a little cartoon on the back there, and then on the right there, you could see that they have different colored ones as well. The ones in Japan were initially mostly all that flesh color, and then Mattel decided that they would make the figures in more colors and stuff. I believe that the purple ones are the rarest ones. They usually came with like some kind of special pack of some kind. And then they had a trash can pack, much like that Alien set that I showed you guys last week. Like this, we have another picture of the 10-pack for the M.U.S.C.L.E as well. And then we'll bring that up, and that's what the originals look like there. So that's cool. Little garbage can, and they all come in there, and and then obviously they had the bigger ones. They also have, or had, I should say, they had these cool play sets, and let me bring that up. We have this cool battling belt. You might have recognized that from the second commercial there. And here we go. Check that out. Wow. So I love this. I love the M.U.S.C.L.E box art. So it's very distinct. You can totally tell their branding. You know, it's like the blue with the yellow text, and then they have like the wrestling, the Kinnikuman jump in there. So let's open this guy up, and then we'll take a look. So we get those little clear containers that you saw for all the losing. There we go. There it is. Wow, still shiny to this day, all the way from the 80s. So yeah, obviously this is not going to fit my fat gut, so this is for little kids. But yeah, so you can put your figures in there, and you could walk around with them. You're the totally coolest kid on the block with this in the 80s, and with all your little little pink men in your belt, and riding your bike down the street. But yeah, I love this piece. I think it's really cool. Just the creativity that they had regarding this line is really awesome. I love the whole wrestling, because you know, during the 1980s, wrestling was at one of its heights. So having this toy line come out at that time, I think was a really good move on Mattel's part. So yeah, very cool. So now we're gonna get into we have another picture of some stuff. We're gonna go to the Rumble-In Ring. It's a little wrestling ring where it had 2 joysticks on either side, and you put the little figures in there, and it's the number 4 picture here, and it's like has these little elastic rubber bands on the side. It looks like a little wrestling ring basically, and there we go. Here we are, and yeah, so it's kind of like Rock'em Sock'em Robots in a weird way, where you'd stick the figures on the opposite ends of the ring there, and you'd have this little joystick. You also saw that in the commercial, in that second commercial there. And then, you know, obviously whoever fell off the clip was the winner or whatever. And so now we're gonna jump in time. In 2002, they did have a Ultimate M.U.S.C.L.E remake and all that stuff, but I'm not going to talk about that, even though it did introduce me to the whole license itself. But we're going to cut to 2015, and designer toy company Super 7, they acquired the license to Masters of the Universe, and a little bit later they acquired the license to M.U.S.C.L E as well. So that got the ball rolling on some really cool stuff. And this year they had some San Diego Comic-Con exclusives from Skeletor's Lair at the Super 7 store in San Diego, and we'll bring those pictures up right now. It's a purple Roton and Wing Raider from Masters of the Universe. So this is a official muscle license that Super 7 got, and they started to do mashups with Masters of the Universe. So these are some exclusive ones, and then they made an orange set as well. So that's really cool. I really like those. But I actually have some in the studio here today. So we'll take a look at these. We got Merman and Beastman, and this was a exclusive when the line first came out. A really cool purple Skeletor here. And here's the box that they came in. So obviously right away you're gonna see the similarities in not only the Muscle brand figures, but also the Masters of the Universe with the red rock explosions, and the font and all that stuff matches the Muscle, and then even instead of a Kinnikuman, we have a little He-Man there doing the jump. And inside here we have Tila and Man-at-Arms and He-Man himself, the most powerful man in the universe. I did open these, but I just wanted for you guys to see what their packaging would look like. And I really like these, and you can actually pick up not the exact same set, because this was the first set, but I'm sure you could track it down on eBay or something like that. But also you could hunt these down on Super 7's website as well. All the stuff that I talk about today, if it has a website and if it is available, I will definitely put that in the link to that store into the description, so you don't gotta worry about that. All right, so moving on. We're going to try and make this a little faster today, because last episode went a little long, so I'm sorry about that. But we were talking about important things, and what else do you have to do? You know, it's the apocalypse. Everyone's dead, so. Not only is Super 7 working on Masters of the Universe, but last week I showed you guys some of the trash can aliens. They're really cool red color. Let's pull out the alien. Yeah, there he is. Really cool. And so I wanted to show you guys some other in the line, some other Muscle in the line. Right away we got this was also a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive this year. They made yellow and black versions of these. This is mine kind of like shifted during transit. So mine is a little beefed up, but because he's like out of his little bubble there. But it's the power loader from Aliens and the Queen Alien. So you can recreate Ripley's epic battle with the Queen Alien. Get away from her, you bitch. Really small scale. So that's really cool. I really like that. And then they also have I don't have the Alien series yet, but this is the set, the first set for the first movie. So that's really cool. You know, it's got the main xenomorph, and it's got Ripley, and then it's got the android in there with his little newspaper to try and choke people. How cool is that? All right, so we're gonna move along a little bit further. You know, I showed you guys some of some of these. You know, these are officially licensed, but there's a whole world out there of people making their own Keshi, and I thought that was really, really cool. And it's definitely inspiring, to say the least. So we're going to take a look at another favorite toy brand of mine. This guy's name is Violence Toy. Well, his brand's name is Violence Toy, I should say. And he made these toys called the Gore Lords. They're really, really cool. They all shake around in there. But just to get a look at some of that card art right there, that's really cool. Got the Trollborg on there, and the Psy-Cops. That's real funny. So we got some in there, but I also have an opened bag full of them. They come in sets of 3, but we got a whole set of them here, and I'm gonna just dump them out on the table. Just dump them out. There we go. There's that sweet Cyclops right here. And then we got this like Murdroid. Reminds me a lot of Chopping Mall. I'm gonna be bringing up a lot of 80s horror movies today, so follow along. And then we got this guy that looks a lot like Kinnikuman with his little fin there. Then we got Spider Dude, Gumungus, and Snot Pile here. Man, just awesome designs, awesome look, highly collectible. You know, they come in packs of 3 at a time, so you know, you're gonna want to buy multiples. And much like the original Muscle, they also he also made different colored ones. So you don't have to just, if you know, I know a lot of people are turned off by that pink color there, or the flesh color. So they make really bright colors as well. So that's cool. Violence Toy. Definitely check him out on Instagram, and definitely check out his website because he is selling Gore Lords currently. So you can hop on there right now if you want and get yourself your own Snot Pile or Murdroid or Doc Marauder. All right, moving on. So there's other artists out there that I really like, and I wanted to make sure that I showcase some of their work today. One of my absolute favorite artists who make Keshi right now is Deathcat Toys. He made these really awesome figures, the Red Pharaoh, and I cannot say that name, so I'm really sorry. I don't want to butcher it. I'm too scared. So these have, you know, like packaging is a whole other thing with these guys. You know, when you're an indie toy artist, you can kind of package these however you kind of generally feel like. And so he was heavily inspired by Maba Zombies, which is a Japanese toy line, and you can totally tell that here with the way that they're sculpted and the way that they look, and they have this like super spooky, gross kind of look. You know, it's all blood there, and I just like the packaging alone is really cool. There we go. We can do him a little plug right there. So definitely check out Johan, and definitely check out Deathcat Tattoos. Instagram, or Deathcat Toys, sorry, my bad. But he has recently made some others. He made this Berserker style guy here, which is so awesome. You know, it looks a lot like the dude from the Berserker anime. But he's kind of his own thing. He's got his own style there, so that's really cool. And I have one of his original Keshi as well, which is one of his little death cats. So he's come a long way. This was his first. These are his second run of that, and this is his newest. So that's really cool, seeing that progression there. All right, so let's move on. Lots to go through today, and I also don't want to keep you guys till you're old and gray as well. So I wanted to get into some horror toys because if you know me at all, I really like horror movies. I really like horror games. I like anything to do with horror and 80s stuff. I'm really into. So I wanted to bring out some of Zoomoth's Keshi. Now these are really cool. They come in little gashapon little cubes, and or not cubes, little gashapon containers here. And so first up we got a figure that Zoomoth made from Demon's Crest, or if you're a super nerd, then you'd know Demon's Crest is a spin-off of Ghosts and Goblins. So there we go. There he is. That's really cool. These are, you know, obviously you can see how tiny they are, but they just hold an incredible amount of detail, and they're just really cool, and they sit really well on your shelf. I've always wanted a Demon's Crest figure, so that's really cool. And then he made ones from Castlevania. You know, so if you watch that anime, not the same character. I'm pretty sure this is Simon Belmont. He's even got his little whip there. That's cool. And so Zoomoth makes a lot of colored ones. So I would manage to grab a blue one. So that's really cool. His stuff is hard to get a hold of. Usually. He's really cool. He's messaged me on Instagram before and hooked me up, so that's really cool and really nice of him. And then finally, from one of my favorite games ever, Splatterhouse, which is I'm wearing the shirt, and we'll see how many black shirts I can wear in a row on the show, so you guys don't have to see my disgusting sweat stains. But first, we got Rick here. Yeah, so if you know anything about Splatterhouse, it's a game about you're a guy named Rick, and his girlfriend gets kidnapped, and you have to go save her, and you wear this thing called the terror mask, and it like basically takes over your body, and you become like a super ripped dude, and you just beat the living hell out of monsters. And it's a beat 'em up. It's a side scroller. It was on Sega Genesis. I actually have about some of the games here today. So I wanted to make sure that you guys were able to see just how cool this game really was. I have part 2 and 3 because I do not have the Mega Drive or the CD drive or whatever the hell it was on. So yeah. But yeah, I really really like these. These are some of my favorite Keshi in my collection. Just because I love the game so much, I love horror so much, and he's like a total ripoff of Jason Voorhees, but he's a hero, so that's really cool, right? Jason Voorhees killing monsters, trying to save his girlfriend. Spoiler alert: you don't save her. She becomes a monster, and then you kill her. So how cool is that? I think if you get the new game, the new Splatterhouse game that was like on like Xbox 360 maybe or something like that, you can actually access all of the old games on there. So that's cool. I'm sure that there's emulators, all kinds of stuff out there. Tons of ways that you could try and get a hold of this and play it. All right, but yeah. I should probably talk about this one. This is like the Super Rick form. He's got like this long hair and stuff. It's really, it's really weird. There we go. He's got long hair and his little Jason mask on there. Wow, how about that? All right, moving on. But yeah, so there's not only are there's people that make their own and all this stuff, but the world gets so deep. I'll bring out some more here. We got this. I love the big ones. The big ones are awesome. And for some reason, he won't stand, so that's great. I'll just hold him like this. Kaiju Killer. Look at this guy. He's huge compared to like a normal size Keshi dude. So big. And then we got a Cheese Destroyer here. That's cool. Cheese Destroyer, the cheeseburger monster. Definitely check out. Oh man, I forgot his name. I feel like such a jerk. I'll definitely put the link to his store in the description. And then we got a little pumpkin guy. How cool is that? Little jack-o'-lantern pumpkin golem guy. And yeah, so this one's painted. You can actually paint them. They are really squishy, as you can see here, how squishy they are. So paint doesn't stick to them very well, but certain styles of painting, if you can get thrifty with it. Also, if you use the right sealer, you can paint them and keep the paint on there. So yeah, there's lots of fun to be had with these guys. These are just some indie Keshi that I wanted to show off and show you guys just all the cool artists that are making their own stuff out there. For people that actually really like the muscle figures from the 80s and want to make their own figures or want to do something like that. So and we'll get into mine in a little bit, but there are some others that I wanted to show off. Running along with that horror theme, we got alien robot monsters figure here. It's like a two-headed, it's like an amalgamation of all of the Universal monsters. So you got your Gillman arm, you got your, it's like Frankenstein Dracula, he's like a Frankenstein vampire, and then we got a werewolf. Yeah, he's got the gills on his side there. So that's really cool. I see this is the kind of creativity that you would expect from toy artists and stuff like that. So definitely give arm, alien robot monster, a look-see. I'm not sure. I know he still sells Keshi. Not sure if he sells this one still or not. So definitely worth looking at. Then we got this awesome Freddy looking like Freddy Krueger. And if you know Keshi at all, one of the most famous Kinnikuman Keshi is of this hand. It's like it's just a hand. It's just a 4-fingered hand, and lots of people love that one. And so this Freddy, instead of having his claws, he has the Keshi as a hand. So that's really cool. And going along with the big ones, we got another big fella here. This one's really cool. It's like a Frankenstein corpse. This is from Radioactive Uppercut. So these are really huge. So I'll put a regular muscle next to him and check that out. Wow. That's crazy. He's huge. So much rubber. But yeah, just to show like what people are doing with this style, with this way of making toys. People are breaking the glass ceiling on these things, and they're going all out. They're making their own really interesting figures, and that's really cool. And I think that's what has fueled this little world of Keshi so much, is because people have such an admiration for those old figures, and then they have the insane abilities that they have, whether it be sculpting or drawing or designing the packaging even, or anything like that. It's really cool. I'm really into these. If you haven't gathered that yet. So also sticking with the horror theme, I have some actual horror figures here. So we got, first one is Cropsy, haha, from The Burning. It's an 80s slasher film. If none of you know what that movie is and you like horror movies, slasher movies, Friday the 13th, stuff like that, please go check this out. It's such a great movie. I love that movie so much. And Cropsy is kind of like an urban legend. Maybe you've heard of the legend of Cropsy. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you should just go look it up. But yeah, really awesome. It's in this very SD, or super deformed, or chibi, you could call it. They're very cutesy, kind of like smushed versions of themselves, very much in the style of the Bikuri Man stickers in Japan. Now, and I'll also show little Belial here. Belial from the Basket Case series of movies. Now, to you, he might be just this weird tumor-looking freak thing, but to me, he's the parasitic twin of the main one of the main characters of Basket Case, and they were brothers removed at birth. And Belial goes on a killing spree to anyone who tries to separate him and his brother. Now, and then we got one from True Tech, and this is these were from Uncut. That's what his brand is called, or the Terror House figure series. And then this one is a lot like Mamba Zombie Style. This is based off of the Peter Jackson film Dead Alive. There's a zombie baby in there, and it crawls its way out of a woman's face. So definitely check out Peter Jackson, one of his early films. When I say Peter Jackson, you're like Lord of the Rings or King Kong or something like that. But when I hear Peter Jackson, I think of Dead Alive. Moving on, one of my favorite. This is made by Big Man Toys. This one's definitely on the smaller scale for the horror figures, and definitely harder to see. So I'll actually bring it up real nice and close there. This is it's the toilet. A guy melting in a toilet from Street Trash. This is another one of my favorite horror movies from the 80s. Street Trash is about a booze that hobos drink, and it melts them. If there was any more plot to it, I would tell you about it, but there really isn't. There's murdering homeless people, and that's about it. But there's a really great scene of a guy who drinks this stuff called Viper, and and he drinks it, sits down on the toilet, and starts melting. And it's one of the greatest schlocky cinema moments in history, in my opinion. So if you've never heard of Street Trash, it's on YouTube. It is a movie. I don't know if it's a good movie to you or not. I absolutely love it, but definitely check it out. And then moving on with the horror as well, we have more from Big Man Toys. He made these. Now these two are 3D printed, so technically they're not Keshi. But please forgive me, forgive my insubordination. These are from, if you know these character designs at all, these are from Puppet Master. And God, I love Puppet Master. Such a great series of films. Full Moon is an awesome studio. But yeah, we got oh, fuck. I forget his name, man. Such a scatterbrain. We got Tunneler, and then Leech Woman, and Pinhead, and Knife Guy. Scream his name in the comments so then I can be embarrassed into remembering it for forever. But yeah, so this is the part where we talk about, I selfishly plug my own toys. So as you can see, I have a really high passion for these toys, and so I wanted to make my own. And so I hit up my buddy True Tech, and a sculptor / toy maker. He makes a lot of Safubi. His name's KTO. He sculpted me an amazing figure, which I will bring out to you right now. This figure is known as my signature character. His name is Zengachi. He is, I won't go into his backstory or anything like that, but yeah, he's like a little space squid shark man with cosmic bone armor, and he's got a grudge against the entire universe. So True Tech hooked me up, and we made this together. Or well, I mean, he did all the hard work. I just did all the thinky parts, and I made 3 different colors. We got the purple, the flesh, and the classic alien green color. And then we made a really cool box. My buddy Grimjob69 on Instagram, he does a lot of really cool artwork, and I highly recommend you give him a follow. Check him out. This is the box for the toy, and wow, that looks familiar. Oh, it's upside down. Wow, that looks familiar. Haha. But yeah, so these are actually available on my website as well. VideoVomit.bigcartel.com, or .store.com. Yeah, we'll make sure the links in the description as well. Really messing up the links and the names today. That's okay. But yeah, this is such a cool world. It's such a neat little faction of people that have come together over a curiosity and a love for these muscle figures, these Keshi toys, and it's come a long way, and I think that's really cool, and I think that's really inspiring. Seeing people go out there and make their own things and create their own characters, that's kind of like what the whole idea is about. It's kind of just free making, free thought process, free. Let's bring a new toy into the world. Let's bring a new idea into the world. And I think that's really cool, very inspiring. Inspired me enough to make a little Zengachi here. I'm going to be making more colors. You can get these 2 colors, the green and purple. I haven't put up the flesh yet. I just don't have that many. But you know, if you hit me up on Instagram and you ask and you say pretty please, I might do something nice for you and hook you up with one. But yeah, so well, that's kind of our show today. I wanted to make it a little shorter, so you could get on with your day and you didn't have to stare at me the whole time. We'll definitely put all those links in the description, and we'll also remember to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, do everything that you would normally do for your favorite YouTuber or something like that. Just please extend that courtesy onto me. Give me a follow on Instagram, VideoVomit. And I'm always posting pictures of Keshi, vinyl toys, stuff like that. So if you like what you saw today and you just want to see that on a daily basis, give me a follow. Also, if you really, really liked any of the toys you saw today, I highly recommend you go follow those artists, go on their websites, go buy some of their stuff, because it's not possible without you. It's not possible without your interest. It's not possible without your hard-earned dollars being thrown at us. So thank you so much. I don't know what next week's episode is going to be about. I'll definitely let you know. But we'll catch you there. Same bunker place, same bunker time. See you next time, guys.